but I would say economic motivation, education are the primary impetuses for people from Russia, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, and the former USSR.
It makes a lot of sense. I would say at least 80% of our clients that undertake this program or think about doing this for their families, many of them are doing it for the future generation of their kids. They want their kids to have access to education. And so for that reason, we're actually seeing a lot of Russians and Russian-speaking nationalities reach out to us in hopes of applying and making it to the US. You know, essentially the takeaway is because you're of Russian background or Russian associated background, there is no additional scrutiny or discrimination when you apply. Essentially the same rules as yourselves versus a Swiss person are then applied. Ultimately, we just have to show the money that you're investing into the US economy. Where did those funds come from? What's the story? How did you make that money? And so when you come and see us, we dive into your story, we understand what you're about, and then we tell you what documents to begin collecting so that we can better tell your story to the US government. It sounds scary, but Russians get approved all the time, so it shouldn't be an issue.
And the beauty of the EB5 program is that your funds can really come from any source. Income, maybe you're no longer in Russia, you relocated after the war, but you have an apartment and you sell the apartment. It can be that. It can be a sale of stock. It can be money from a divorce proceeding. It can be lottery winnings. I actually did a Russian case where we had somebody, they were a world poker champion. They used their winnings from the World Poker Championship to make their investment. It's very flexible. What we're looking for is documentation and a lawful source.
You have access to the visitor visa. Really what ends up happening is you can file your application for the EB5 and move today. Yeah. This is extraordinary. This is not something that was available previously. And so with the changes that came about in a couple of years ago, now that this is an option and it's highly favorable.
It's highly favorable, and it's highly favorable also to students studying in the United States. Maybe we have people that are there already in F1 student status. They can do the same procedure. And the advantage is they get work authorization, which if you're an F1 student, the rule is you can work for 20 hours on campus a week, and that's it. So this gives you the ability to get the job, to start working in your field of endeavor, to not be reliant on post-graduation finding a sponsor to maintain your ability to remain in the U.S.
So the takeaway here, file your application, move tomorrow or move immediately, get work authorization so that you can begin living your life as an American, and then before you know it, the green card is processed and you and your family are then declared U.S. people.
I also want to add that for people with minor children, they obviously cannot go to school on a B1, B2. That's a violation of the U.S. immigration laws. But as soon as you file that green card application, those younger children can also enroll in school.
Perfection. And okay, so you throw me a question.
All right. Well, what do you say when you have somebody who's come to Dubai, they're here from Russia? What do you tell them when they come in and they inquire about the EB5? What are you looking at when they're coming from Dubai? Are you looking at sources of funds from Russia? Are you looking at already their funds here? How are you guiding them?
So it's a case-by-case basis. Again, your chances of approval really come down to if you're able to prove up your source of funds. It's possible if you're here, you might already have a business account set up. So we will look at both activity from Russia and also here, see which one makes the most sense, where we have a viable explanation as to your source of funds, and we put forth those documentations. Listen, we love our Russian clients. We're more than happy to help you through the process. We work together. You've got our offices here in Dubai. Kate's on the East Coast, primarily out of New York,
yes,
mostly.
And of course, we have Russian-speaking staff to assist those that need it. We have the capability to review the documents in Russian, and we're very familiar with source of funds and processing cases from the region.
And, we don't take on applicants or families that we sense would not get an approval. I know people like to roll the dice, but actually with us, if we're not convinced that you have a good shot at getting an approval, we don't file the application. I know that when you and I work together, this is how we operate. Unless we're convinced.
It's not good for business, right? I've been doing EB5 for close to 20 years, not trying to date myself, but a lot of our business is clients that are happy with our services, that refer their friends, that refer their family, and it becomes sort of a domino effect over the years. So it doesn't make sense for us to file applications that we know won't be successful.
I would also add, we've devoted our lives to EB5, and that's why, I respect our partnership so much. And why gamble it and waste people's time? That's one. And the second thing is, if there are hurdles, if things become problematic, guess who's going to get you out of it? It's really ultimately then incumbent on us, and it becomes our headache. So we don't sign up for a headache. Essentially, when you meet with us, we will look at your source of funds, we'll look at your documents. If we sense you're going to get an approval, we'll help and guide you through the next step. We don't take on every client, but the ones that we take on see results and they're happy, and we would love to do it for the remainder of the Russian community. So definitely connect with us.